I'm back. I'm gonna talk a little bit about um, something that's kind of starting to make sense to me as I embrace not following religion um, and not even having faith at all. So, right now, I'll be honest, I am in a place of trying to figure out if I am agnostic or if there is, I'm towing the line of atheism. I want to be really, really honest about this because I want to ask those questions that make me uncomfortable with atheism. And I have been asking those questions. I've been reading books. I've been taking in information. I've been listening to an atheist podcast. I really have been. I've been listening to people who believe in spirituality, but not necessarily a God, who just kind of say that they believe in something, they just don't know what it is. I'm really, really struggling with the word belief right now. I personally can't bring myself to a place where I can believe in anything, where I can say that, like, this makes enough sense to me to be activated as a belief in my life. Mostly because I don't think I ever really want to believe in something again. It's like the word even makes me uncomfortable. Like, I struggle with believing in humanity right now. It's like a sickening awakening where I'm realizing that some people are just shitty people, and it's so hard for me to accept that. Like, it hurts so deep in my body to even say it out loud. That on top of, so like I could easily just be like, oh, well, I believe in people. I believe in the good of humanity, which is who I am as a fucking person. Like, I literally believe in people and humanity. And I am getting even to a point in my life where I don't even know I can say that. Right now, I am at a crossroads of, I don't even know if it's a crossroads. I am in a place where I don't have a belief system. And I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. I'm sure there's plenty to learn here. For instance, I have been, like I said, listening to the arguments and the side of those who consider themselves atheists. My cousin, who I love having conversations with, said to me the other day, actually, it was a week ago today, was like, I could never be atheist. They're too, like, conceited and cocky, like, too sure of themselves. And when I was listening to my book about the God Delusion by Richard Dawkins, my husband was listening and Richard Dawkins is the one who narrated it. He and another woman, I can't think of the woman's name, but every time he would, like, hear me listening to it, he was like, man, that guy's really cocky. And, or no, the word he used was condescending. And while that might be true, and that might be true for him and of his character or his temperament, what he's putting out there, that does not mean that anyone that cannot find any evidence of God for themselves and has chosen to be atheist is so with the same type of fervency that someone that's like, I'm super, super positive for sure that there is no God. Part of me doesn't want to say that I'm agnostic and I'm still trying to figure it out. Part of me just really kind of feels like I haven't found any evidence for God. So at this point, I don't think that I'll ever be able to apply, at least during this time, a belief system to my life. And therefore saying that I am embracing atheism as a potential for me that makes sense. It feels right at this moment. I don't know that it is I don't know. I would love to like find out that, there's more to us and that we're spirits and stuff. But like the questions I'm asking myself right now are, do I have a soul? I don't know. So one thing though, embracing even the idea of atheism for me, so I shared a short video of this, but Sam, I can't think of his last name. He does the podcast, Thinking Atheist, and he had someone on his show, and that man has been diagnosed ASL, I think, ALS. Don't remember which one, okay? Lou Gehrig's disease. But he's dying, and he's going to die within 3 to 5 years. And he doesn't believe in a miracle that's going to happen or change things. Even if science were to progress to a cure or whatever, he does not believe that he can pray his way out of this, right? He doesn't believe in God. He is also an atheist. So what did he do? He's fucking embracing his life, and he's living to like the fullest of it that he can come up with right now. And traveling, and he sold his house and moved in with someone. And like, I'm just thinking, God, how different would my life look if I just went balls to the wall for like the next 5 years or 3 or 2 until my body couldn't keep up. But my point, like, sorry, me chasing partial thoughts here. My point though was he is finding so much purpose right now. And I started to think. It started off with someone was talking about the word blessed in a Leaving Christianity group that I was in. And they're like, God, I can't stand that word, Because the word blessed means that you're literally like given something without like earning it from God. Like it's like he just gave you this thing because, and it does imply, and even the definition of it is from God. So like I don't cringe when I hear the word blessed, but I don't use it for myself personally because I don't like the idea of God having favor. I think it's cruel to those who aren't favored. If we are truly all favored who love him, then we should all be raised to the same levels. It's kind of weird that he picks and chooses who goes up when and where. And again, we just kind of label it as like a point in our life where we needed to learn something. So the blessing was the lesson when we weren't actually being like financially blessed or taken care of or protected by God. It was to teach us something. So, I mean, I know that there are theories and reasons why, God let one football team win and not the other, or even so much as like a car accident where your family survived and the other family died. It's just like one of those things where I know that we reason it, but it still does not make good enough sense to me to be something that's good. That God blesses some whenever he chooses, and he can choose to bless whoever, whenever. And we just always thank him no matter if we're being blessed or not. And I get that it all, we are God, right? Like that is not what I meant. We are a product of everything that God is doing at the time, right? So not we are God, but we are like what he's doing. So good, bad, it doesn't matter. He's creating something in us, through us. And so we give him gratitude and worship no matter what part of that, whether we're being blessed or we're having a rough time, right? Anyways, that wasn't even my point of any of this. My point about this was I was like struggling with the word blessed, and it really made me think about the word purpose. And one of my hardest struggles so far in this has been feeling like, and I want to cry when I say it, but I feel relieved and refreshed and rejuvenated right now. So even though those feelings were very sad when I first had them, I don't feel them that way anymore. When I first left faith, the hardest part for me was realizing that I'm just this really teeny tiny person in this world, and I don't have a divine purpose. I don't. That might crush your soul right now because you do, or you saw me being on fire for God and believe that I had this like amazing calling and I was supposed to do something great and amazing, right? Well, I'm still going to do great, amazing things. And the coolest part about it now is that it's not decided by God or anything bigger like hovering over me or doing anything to me or for me. It is just whatever the hell I want it to be. My purpose now is not me praying and waiting and praying and waiting and trying to decide when to move and when not to move and if God's opening door or not opening door. I get to open whatever fucking door I want for whatever fucking thing I want to do in this life. I don't have to wait on anybody. I can just make shit happen and not feel like afraid or held back or like if I don't hit the mark a certain way, then I'm not going to be doing what my calling is. No. I get to decide what my purpose on this earth is. I get to choose it. I get to pick it. I get to make it happen. I get to be the inspiring, truth-telling person that I've always been, as loudly as I want to be. And it doesn't matter if it's something that like changes the whole world or not. All that pressure is off my shoulders. I don't have to change the whole world. I just have to be the best version of myself, doing whatever I love the most, that makes me feel the most fulfilled, that fulfills me and those around me. And I don't have to thank anybody else for it. Nobody else is in charge of it. Just me and only me. I get to pick and choose what I do with my time, where I spend it, how I spend it, which career I want to pursue, what book I want to write. None of it has anything to do with anyone else telling me or orchestrating it. It's all me. And I can do it in any freaking way that I want. I don't know. There is just so much freedom in that for me personally. And I thought I was free before because I had the power of an almighty God directing, guiding, and taking me along this road, right? Do you know? Okay, so I guess I could say that there is some anger when I left the church. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Hold on, I'm getting a little passionate, so I need to wet my whistle again with coffee. That's going to continue to dehydrate me and keep me up late, possibly. I think I'm immune to caffeine. For those of you who would like to be able to smell and taste this video, it smells like cinnamon and spice in here, and I have mocha, vanilla, mint, cream in my delicious coffee. It tastes like Christmas in my house, and there are lights everywhere, and it just glows, and it's beautiful. I'm only wearing a hat because I get like these weird bedhead flat spots because I took my shower last night, to get up for the day, and I thought, oh, short hair, easy. Now I can always take my showers at night. I don't even have to worry about my hair. No, this shaved head is an interesting thing. I don't love it. I don't love the grow out phase. I love it completely bald. If I could either be completely bald or a pixie, that'd be great. But unfortunately, there's like a 3-month period between completely bald and pixie. So we're only about 3 weeks into that. All right. Okay, back to like what I'm talking about here. So when I realized that like purpose was like, I get to figure that out. And it was really scary to think that that I was so small. So small. I hated that feeling. I hated feeling like I wasn't going to be anybody. People wouldn't remember what I did. And more importantly, it wouldn't be enough for God. I spent my whole life not feeling like enough. My whole life I spent not feeling like enough. So I'm going to tell you what I was like kind of feeling like that anger about. When I do look back at my life and my life in the church, I worked so hard. I I studied deeply. I had a really great relationship with a youth pastor at one point, and there were some bad things that happened there that were pretty devastating to my husband at the time also, though. And I think they really did affect like his walk and if we were going to continue being passionate in the church. But all I wanted was ministry. All I ever wanted was to be called and to, sorry, I'm just so itchy right now. I wanted to be called and I wanted to be purposed and I wanted to fulfill whatever it was that God wanted me to do. And I was so set on this. It was the only thing I ever wanted. I remember as a little girl, I wanted to be a gospel singer. And then as I realized that like my voice wasn't that good, it wasn't terrible, but I had some issues, tempo and tone and stuff. But I remembering the melody, making my own melody up. It was pretty a lot of the time, but if you have backup singers, it's not very good if you're just like picking your own melodies. Sometimes it didn't fit very well. Anyways, that's neither here nor there as usual. But I wanted to be purposed, right? So here I am thinking I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do for the Lord, right? But I'm not seeing like favor in my life, which sucks because like, why not? Why not? I realize that I'm in a patriarchal church and they're trying to break through some of those barriers, chipping away a little bit, but I'm still a woman. I'm never going to be a pastor. Not in my Pentecostal church anyways, and my husband doesn't want to be a pastor. So I either don't have a husband and find one who does want to be one, right? Or I accept that maybe I have a different calling, something else. Or unfortunately, maybe my calling was just in my family with my children. And it was just kind of like a heartbreaking time in my life. It was 10 years of my life with this man. But he knew how passionate I was about living for the Lord and pursuing ministry. And he would get like real hot and cold with it. So here I think we're actually going on our way to ministry, and then sometimes we wouldn't, and then sometimes we would. And ultimately we didn't, and it sucked because I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'll be the youth pastor. I'm totally cool with this. I want to do this, like throw my name in the ring. And I was told, Summer, you're never going to be a youth pastor. It's not possible. What? Why the fuck not? First of all, I had a great rapport with the kids. I was a really good teacher. I'm extremely passionate. I devoted all my time and energy to it. And maybe I was a little young, but to say like never would, not just like maybe in 5 years, but it was one of those things where I felt like so defeated that here I am a woman. And I know there's other churches who, are okay with that. And I could have found my way. But one of the things about moving up in church is fucking favor. If you don't have favor, you're not going anywhere. You got to have favor with the right people. It's not just favor with God. It didn't matter how much God liked me and how cool he thought I was and how cool I knew he thought I was. That didn't matter. My relationship, my personal relationship with God, my poured out heart, my openness, my vulnerability, all of those things about me that were beautiful and amazing, that didn't matter. Favor with man mattered when it came to moving up in the church into positions of authority. So, unfortunately, I was a woman. It just wasn't going to happen for me at my church. And that's okay, but that is something that made me a little angry as far as leaving the church was concerned. But that didn't ever make me feel like I needed to leave God. I just felt like that was a religious restraint, and I needed to either find another church or something. But that comes back to that favor thing, And I don't like having favorites. I've never been the type of person. I'm an inclusive person. I do not like exclusivity. I do not like it at all. It's one of the things I'm constantly preaching to my kids, when they have one friend over and another friend knocks on the door and they're like, we only want to play with Jimmy today. Well, honey, that's just kind of rude. Like, can you, or maybe set a time to go play with Tommy after you play with Jimmy or something, try to be like as inclusive as possible. I really work on that in my family. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit and this video might be getting a little bit long, but I did have some anger in the church, and I didn't want to leave because of it. I never wanted to leave the church on bad terms. And I was happy when I left the church. I didn't have any issues with the church itself. Of course, I wanted to be a minister and it wasn't happening. And I just thought I needed to find my favor elsewhere. But I had already invested so much time as like the right and left hand man and woman of my youth pastor that it really sucked to like feel like such an integral part of church and not be told what it was that I needed to do to gain that type of leadership other than grow a penis. Let's be honest here. It's really what it came down to. Probably. If it was me, if I was too mature or whatever, no one ever said that to me. You know, I would have loved to have those conversations. Mentor me, man. Let's get on with it. This is what I feel like I'm called to do. Let's do it. But I don't think that my calling was taken seriously or what I thought my calling was. And I do often feel like I was wasted. I had a lot more to give than I was able to give there. Be careful who you marry. Marry someone that's going to grow with you, like with you. As you change and grow and pursue new things, they'll change and grow and pursue new things also for themselves, but you guys also having a purpose together, a goal together, something that you want to do as a couple, something that when you do it together, it makes you better. Because one of the toughest things is continuing to grow and grow and grow and having a partner who never quite matches with you. Not like I was just so superior spiritually or whatever. I don't even believe in that shit anymore. But I did often feel like I was doing all of this work, this internal work, and he didn't want anything to do with it with me. And so as I started growing and changing, I often felt like he didn't want to go on that journey with me. Find somebody who's going to go on that journey with you, because you're going to fucking go through a lot. I'm 34 now. We got married when I was 19. We had a lot of growing to do. And for a lot of it, we were growing together, but there was so much of it. And there were so many hopes and dreams that I had that my partner did not look at me and encourage me, applaud me on, cheer me on. None of that happened in our marriage. So find somebody who's a damn good cheerleader, but also has goals and aspirations of their own. Because I cheered the hell out of his goals and aspirations. He went to school for graphics and any musical thing that he wanted to pursue, I was behind him 100%. But he often wanted to do his own thing and have me do my own thing. And there was not really much of a coming together. And it was painful. It was a painful part of my 20s that I cannot get back, ever. So I don't care if you're 30 when you get married or 40. Find somebody that will grow with you, because you're still going to change. Every decade, something new, something different. I'm a changer. I'm a changer, grower, mover, shaker. It's who I am. I have to find new, exhilarating things in life. And it's probably one of the reasons I've turned over the stones that I've turned over. I'm never just going to be content with like settling in life, and like I gotta find the next amazing thing that brings me life and thrilling adventure. Okay, so here I am, feeling like I'm not really agnostic. I'm definitely not atheist. I don't really feel at all that there is a God, or that I am even spiritual at this point, which is weird, because I was definitely wanting to be extremely spiritual. The problem was, the more I'm like looking for that and trying to find it, I'm not finding it. I'm just not. I'm really not. I feel like with tarot cards and stuff, I am connecting to energy, but almost as if it's just kind of like my own energy and my own intuition. So I really don't know if it's much more than that or beyond that. Honestly, I have a lot of things I'm still trying to figure out with that. And I have more studies to do about science and energy and the way the world moves and what it does. I need to understand more of that. My next book, honestly, is simply learning about Darwin's evolution, like how we came about. I don't know much of that, to be honest with you. I wasn't allowed to study it. I wasn't allowed to learn about it. I was not allowed to. It was, the devil's sauce when I was growing up. So it's a part of my life that's just a big blank. And I would like to fill in some of the science over the years that I didn't even get to hear. I didn't get to decide if it was something I wanted to apply. It wasn't a part of the knowledge I was given. And now I have full access to anything that I want to know. Fucking anything. We have the goddamn internet. I can learn anything that I want to learn. And I'm going to, because I don't have a specific purpose waiting on my shoulders. I'm forging my path. I'm making my own purpose, and I'm fucking free as fuck. And I love it. Freedom. Okay, I'll wrap that up with that, because my husband's going to be getting home soon, and I'm either wired on coffee or just really excited about feeling so light. I feel so light. And it feels beautiful and amazing. Anyone that says that an atheist can't have purpose, or that someone who doesn't believe in God must just be so sad because they don't have purpose. Because that's what I thought that I would feel like. No. This life is beautiful. And when you think about it, in the short, finite, this little thing that it really is, if it's all that I have, it's not little. It's fucking huge. Because it's all I got. It's all I am. I'm not coming back and doing this again. I'm not going anywhere afterward. This is it. This is it. And when I know or think that this is it, it's going to be the best it can fucking possibly be. You better believe it. I'm going to be having more fun. I'm going to be investing more in people and life and not taking things for granted. I'm going to be learning as much as I can, because I don't get to come around for another round. I have to do it now. I have to know more. Another word that I was wrapping up, but something else I want to get back to at some point. I hate the word mystery. I hate mystery. I don't like it. I know there's so much mystery in this world, but I feel like the type of person that I want to unmysterize everything. I hate it. I don't like it. I want to know things. I want to understand them. And some people find beauty in mystery. I don't. Mystery makes me anxious and frustrated. And I want more answers. And it's cool to know other people have found answers that maybe I can't even wrap my mind around. Those are the things I want to know. Even if I don't have the mind to really intricately understand it, I think that I can take enough of that and get the gist of it to keep building and uncover things for myself that I haven't been allowed to know. Knowledge is power. Another thing that was really cool and crazy to think about, not cool, but weird, when I looked up like the original sin and stuff, like the tree of life, the knowledge of good and evil, it's like, why would just the Bible set you up that you're not even allowed to like know things, that it was wrong to want to know stuff, that it was disobedient. It like sets up your kids to not ask questions, to not want to know things, to only listen to authority. If they say it, you do it and you don't question it. Fucking question everything forever. I had an exhausting journey out of indoctrination. It lasted, I almost want to cry when I say it, but it lasted 7 years. 7 years. That's a long time to be bound and to not feel free to think for myself. Whew. All right. Signing off. Summer's questions of if she might be atheist will continue at another time. Thank you for tuning in.